listening to Chris Talks Cars on Cartoon Channel. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Chris Talks Cars. My name is Chris Goodin, and I'm joined today by, I guess, the godfather of all my friends in their car culture, because Manny, Rob, and Ig, it seems, wouldn't be into cars without this gentleman, Mr. Nate Tapia.
Buenos dias.
Hola, homie. So today we are sitting on a beautiful Southern California morning in the garage where all the action happens. And we were talking about your dad used to worked on the sand and gravel trucks.
Right.
Yeah. Talking about a little bit of his car past and how sand and gravel guys always have the nicest chromed out custom paint trucks. If you want to get a little bit back into that.
Yeah. That's probably the number one thing that got me in love with cars and trucks from the beginning. Just because I remember as a kid, I'd go to my dad's shop and, you know, you would see he'd have just regular day-to-day semi trucks and they'd be working on them. But I remember the most chromed out, gorgeous looking trucks were always the sand and gravel trucks. And it always blew me away. I was like, man, these guys are pouring asphalt, you know, chunks of rock and these really badass end dumps and bottom dump trailers. And the transfer trucks were all time my favorite. Right. Because, you know, you're a kid. And to me, for the longest time, my dad never corrected me. Mm-hmm. I called them transformer trucks.
Transformer trucks.
Because they dump the back trailer.
Yeah, transfer dumps.
Yeah, and they get in there. And to me, that was like a transformer.
Heck yeah.
I thought that was the coolest shit ever. Yeah. And I think until I was like 10 years old, I was like, Dad, I saw this awesome Peterbilt transformer. And he was just like, he'd chuckle and it's called a transfer truck, but whatever. Yeah. And I was like, oh, damn it.
Yeah. That's good times, man. Those, I still think it's magic that they can back those trailers up and line them up. From someone who flails around like a small child trying to back my RV. Like, I don't know how those guys do it.
I had my storage yard where I moved my 26-foot storage trailer to. One of my dad's buddies, who's a bottom dump driver, been doing it like 25 years, right? And he's like, oh, I'll move it for you. No big deal. I was like, cool, man. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Right.
So he drops his bottom dumps and he's got this really nice Freightliner. Hooks up to my trailer, and it's a 26-foot box trailer. It's not huge, right? And he had the hardest time backing that thing up into this huge gate that I had, and I'm just like, the hell that he finally I think he kind of like saw my face, and I was just like waiting for him to back up for the 17th time.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm a bottom dump driver. We don't back up. Yeah, and I was like, all right, my bad.
Yeah, that's
take
fair.
Your time, man.
Well, and a short wheelbase like that,
It is a little harder,
snappy, yeah. Good times.
But I got a kick out of that. He just poked his head out, all frustrated, like, I drive bottom dumps. I don't back up. I'm like, all right.
This isn't my fault.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Oh man, I wanted to say that to all the people watching me. Like the second or third time we were out was when I was trying to back into this spot, and I just couldn't. It felt like no matter what I did, the trailer just did whatever it wanted. So
I think at a certain point, your mind shuts down and you're like, nope.
It does.
Yeah.
I was just so angry and upset at myself because it's I
think my worst trailer backing up story involved fire department. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So our old house that we had this huge driveway access on one side, but I didn't have a driveway on my side. So I would use my neighbor's driveway. So I'd have to kind of go in at an angle and back my car trailer in.
Right.
And, you know, I had my 18-foot car hauler. I'd back that thing into that driveway, I don't know, 100 times.
Yeah.
And for some reason that day, I just wasn't paying attention. And my gas meter happened to be right next to the house right there where that driveway is at.
No.
Yes. So I'm, backing it up. And I felt the trailer kind of hit something and I was like, crap, I hit the post or something.
Right.
And I look back and I see just a geyser of gas shooting out.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, oh, that's not good.
It was real bad.
I managed to break it off 4 or 5 inches above where the manual shutoff is. So I couldn't shut it off.
Oh.
So, like a dipshit, I had to call 911 and be like,
there's a gas
I have
leak.
A major gas leak at my house.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do.
Holy shit.
So man. Fire department shows up, gas company shows up. They had to shut it down in the street. They had to get my neighbors out of their houses just in case.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Yeah. It was awesome. All my neighbors are, it's mind you, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
No.
So they're all out of their houses at night. Like we were outside for like an hour before they finally were like, okay, we got it.
Oh,
they fixed it. The gas company guy put a new meter box on there. He knocked it out in probably an hour, like just, replaced it. And I remember the fire department guy joking with me like, well, he's like, that was an expensive day for you, huh? And I had no idea at the time. I was like, I guess you guys work for free. So yeah. Lo and behold, like a month later, I get a bill from the gas company.
Oh yeah.
For like $1,200. Oh, and I was like,
brutal.
Y'all take payments?
Yeah.
I was like, shit.
Oh man, that's rough.
That was the worst ever.
Yeah, I almost took out the fifth wheel coming around a corner when on our first night out in New Mexico when Manny and I were headed to Houston. This big, beautiful, like wooded RV park. And I still like wasn't quite used to pulling the trailer yet. So I was coming around this corner, what I thought was wide enough. And I looked back just in the nick of time to see the trailer like getting eclipsed by this giant fir tree that I was about to take out. Yeah. So
I think trailer pulling is definitely
it's underrated,
like
for
a
as
step
difficult
into manhood that everybody has to do at one point.
For sure.
Because now, tell me if I'm wrong. Now, when you're on the highway and you're behind somebody pulling a big ass trailer, you're like, I get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my dad, he drove freeway truck my whole time growing up and ran heavy equipment. We always had RVs. So like, I'd always learn the respect of big truck drivers. Like I always give them space and all that. But like to see them back into these storage yards and like have these trailers just whipped around doing exactly what they want, like even more respect than I had before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Australians, those are some trailer backing motherfuckers.
You know, I've been kind of into that one show for a while. Like I watch episodes here and there of those Australian truckers.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The road train guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're absolutely nuts.
100%.
Yeah. They go like on 7-day hauls, like across Australia or something.
Yeah. Across the plains in the middle, man. Those are crazy. Yeah. If you don't know what we're talking about, these road trains, it'll be a semi with 8, 10, 12 trailers.
At least. Yeah.
Yeah. And they just bomb through the middle of Australia. Look them up. But yeah, when I was there, they were renovating the apartment complex I was living at. And they had like, there's no like big trucks like mine, like 1 ton. I mean, there are, but they're imported from America. It's just it's a much smaller society, if that makes sense. Like everyone's driving around like 1/2-ton pickups or smaller. So, they don't have, my point to that was they don't have big semi trucks to just get around. So they have a lot of trailers, the two axle, like big tech style trailers. And they had those things in an underground parking garage that you would have had to back into it from the street to get into it. And then around all the posts, because it's an underground parking garage, into a spot. Like completely blew my mind. Yep. Like mad props to them.
I'm grateful that my dad made me when I was like 13 when we lived out in like Lake LA and we had this property with horses.
Yeah.
He would be like, here, back up the hay trailer for the horses. And I was always like, God damn it. Like, I'm going to be out there all fucking night. And sometimes like it would take me forever to back this trailer in to where the horse feed stall was, where I can unload the bales. Like it sucked.
Yeah. Builds character though, right? That's what they tell us.
Anytime it came to backing stuff up, I usually got thrown the keys because most of my friends couldn't back shit up.
That's true. Even now, that's still true with me. Like anytime there's something to be pulled or backed or anything, like no, everyone's scared of it.
Yeah.
I should probably
when we were in high school, we'd go out like on my friend's dad's boat, the Dandros and stuff. They'd take us out on a boat with them. And even his dad was like, hey, Nate, you go ahead and back into the dock. I'm gonna get in the boat.
Yeah.
Like, all right. I was like 15. Like,
damn.
All right. Let me back in your brand new Bayliner into this dock real quick.
Shit.
And that was when we back it in. Like they had this 80 something Ford Econoline like conversion van.
Oh yeah. We had those.
Yeah. And I think sat so low in the water, like water would slowly creep in through the back doors.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah.
So back in there.
Yeah.
And sometimes getting out was just a struggle.
Our pull trailers growing up, we had a Ford Econoline conversion van, and then we upgraded to the GMC pop top.
Yeah.
conversion van. Yeah, that's what we pulled most of our RVs with.
To this day, don't tell Carrie, but I do want to get one so badly and just airbag it and slam it on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Make it as impractical as ever.
Yeah.
But there's something so dope about the inside of those conversion vans.
Yeah, everyone walking out, you can fit a small army inside.
We had one, you can ask my brother Ig, we had one for like 15 years, I think. I remember when we first got it, it was like the shit. Like,
right.
You know, it had like these swiveled captain seats in the back. The back turned into a bed. And then my dad, because my grandpa run a custom upholstery shop for years, they like decked it out on the inside.
Right.
So it was all like nicely done. And from day one when he bought it, it was all black and it had a white like high rooftop.
Okay.
Like I think it had been added after the fact maybe.
Right.
But so for years we called it Shamu. Because it looked like Shamu because it was, or an upside down Shamu.
Black and white.
But man, we loved that thing. And like all our friends and everywhere, we'd go on road trips. We'd go to Texas every year. And
oh, it's the best for road trips.
Oh my gosh. We were just, I thought we were the shit because it had like a VCR.
Oh yeah.
So you would bring a file box of VHSs with you.
Yeah, buddy.
You would just be the whole
flexing on these
laying
hoes.
out, just watching Mighty Ducks the whole way to Texas. Like,
ours was we had the Super Nintendo in ours.
Oh yeah, so you guys were doing big stuff
in the conversion van world. Well, this is in like the early 2000s, so it was still pretty old. But when we'd pull up to church in those days, and everyone would come up and we'd be playing Nintendo inside, be like, "Oh, sorry, let me pause this."
I remember the Shamu finally like gave his last dance, and it sat like in the back of the property forever. And then my dad finally like junked it, I think. And a lot of my buddies that I grew up with like junior high school and high school were like, what the hell? Like the Shamu is gone? I'm like, yeah, it's gone, man. They're like, I can't believe it. That thing was the best. I'm like, I know.
Well, we road tripped in your minivan for Rob's 30th birthday, and that was pretty awesome.
Vans are the best. I don't care what the hippies had it down.
Yeah.
Vans are the greatest.
Vans and wagons. Wagons are underrated. They're almost as cool as vans.
I really want to find. I got too many damn cars as it is right now.
You do,
but what's one more?
Yeah, she won't notice.
Not at all. Especially now that I got that extra storage yard.
Exactly.
So, I got yard's clean, nothing here but the C10.
Speaking of, do a quick rundown of all your vehicles right now.
All right.
You got the Big Booty Judy, the
Big Booty Judy, the 88 big block dually.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. I ran to LA to go buy that thing.
Hell yeah.
Like they are getting so hard to find. And
that thing's straight as an arrow too.
Yeah. No, I was blown away at how clean it was. So the guy that I bought it from, I guess, his dad died and it belonged to him. And his dad built racing engines.
Okay.
And so the bed of the truck had never had anything in it.
Oh,
He was like, all my dad did was pull this enclosed trailer with people's race cars. So he would go pick up the race cars, pull the engine out, rebuild them, put them back in, drop the race cars off.
Damn. It's door-to-door service.
Yeah. He's like, this truck never saw like labor.
Beautiful.
So it was gorgeous. I saw it online for like $1,000. Called the guy. He's like, yeah, I just posted it. You're like the fifth guy that's called.
Damn.
I'm like, listen, man, I'm going to run to the bank. I'm going to shoot down there and come and get it from you. All right. And he's like, okay. So I ran down there, picked it up. I hadn't even squared away a tow truck yet. So I called my buddy and he's like, that thing's too damn big. I can't put it on my tow truck.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, crap. So he gave me a couple of numbers and I found this other guy and he's like, yep, I'll do it for $600. And I was like, oh my God. Like, all right, cool. Bring it.
Brutal.
But totally worth it. The guy gave me like an extra long block for it.
This is going to go in the C10.
Yes, most definitely. Because
I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah.
What year is the C10?
74 GMC short bed.
Yep. Looking real mean right now with
that. You've heard the story on that truck, right?
Probably not.
On when I bought that one. So same thing, I'm always online looking for deals and looking for, something cool.
Right.
And so Manny was here in the garage with me and I'm like, Manny, get your shit. We're going to go look at this truck right now. Cause he carries bags and essentials.
He's special.
He's
precious.
Soft.
Yeah.
In the best way.
Super soft.
So we go over and the guy that's selling it is actually the guy that owns the storage yard that I have. So I get there and he's like, hey man, what's up? He's like, I'm just clearing out some lots and, this truck had been here for a minute He's like, I think the guy took the engine and the front end with him. So it didn't come with that.
Right. Yeah. The whole front clip is missing.
So I was like, all right. I'm like, but it is a 74. I checked the VIN and stuff, and he had paperwork on it. I said, cool, man. And I think he had it for like $800.
Oh, okay.
So I'm looking at it. I was like, the pictures you posted, it had a front clip.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, the guy took it, I guess. And I'm like, well, okay, so it's less of a truck now. So what can we do about that? So we start kind of going back and forth. And then I'm like, would you do like $300 on it? He's like, oh, no, absolutely not. And
you got to hit him with the Richard Rawlings lowball.
I hit him with like $100 and he almost kicked me out of the yard.
Pawn Stars lowball. Best I could do is $50.
So as we're looking, and Manny's like, hey, bro, is that $100 bill right there? And I'm like, where? And we look down and like wedged, like right behind the front tire, because it's out in the desert, this yard. Right. So there's just a bunch of random like debris flying around. Yeah. So like wedged underneath was like a folded up, it looked like, $1. Uh-huh. And I was like, I don't know, bend down, pick it up. It was 2 $100 bills. Damn. That somebody flew out of someone's wallet. Yeah. And it just wedged itself under that tire there. Dang. And so then I was like, all right, man, 500? He's like, yeah, let's do 500. So I bought.
That's a come up right there.
Oh man! So I paid $500 for the truck, but and only 300 of my own money.
Hell yes, that's awesome.
So that day, I tell Manny, I'm like, that truck was meant to be.
Hell, it definitely was.
He had $200, and then after that, Manny was like digging all over that truck, like trying to see if there was. I'm like, that was a one-time thing, dude. You're not gonna find any more. He's like, bro, what if there's more?
That's squirrely fuck. Oh man!
But that has always been my very first truck that I built, like from scratch. I think when I was in high school, was a square body C10. Right. Because my dad had one that was like the shop truck that was all beat to shit. Like every body panel had a dent inside and out. It was just a royal piece of shit, but it ran perfect. It had like a great running 350 in it. And even the fucking air conditioning work, which was unheard of. Like it ran perfect because my dad would use this truck to drive all over the valley, dropping off parts, picking up parts, getting Caterpillar 110-pound heads and chucking them in the back off the top of a truck. So the bed was like, it was all dinged up. And so we had this neighbor that lived down the way from us, this older guy, and he had a 73, same color blue as mine, C10 that I guess he took the engine out and he had lost interest, and so it was sitting there with no motor. Right. But the body was immaculate, like nice interior. The body panels were nice, had the chrome trim. So I ended up doing some horse trading with him, and I ended up getting that truck. And then, believe it or not, I had to buy the piece of shit work truck for my dad
for parts. Parts, yeah.
He was like, "Well, you got to buy it from me. I'm not just going to give it to you." Of course not. Oh man. Always so me and my buddies, it was Jeremiah, my buddy David, Justin Rupert. Okay. Who were kind of the guys that all hung out together in high school. And so like my sophomore year, that summer, just all summer long, man, taking body panels off and just swapping parts. Hell yeah. So we took all the shitty parts, took them off, put all the good parts, and the bed, like we took the bed off. We were kind of dumb at the time because what would have been ideal
just engine swap.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, I realized that later.
High school.
To me, it was like, it'll be so much easier if we just put the bed on this one and doors and the fender and the hood. And
right. When you're young, you just have nothing but energy. It builds character. Yeah.
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 But because they were both 73s, so like paperwork and stuff that didn't matter back then. But like I think back, I'm like, we were fucking idiots. Like we should have just yanked that engine out, swapped it, been good to go. Yeah. Instead, we did all this extra work, but
you live and you learn.
Yeah. So we ended up doing that, and my grandpa upholstered it for me and painted it. So like my junior year of high school, I showed up in this freshly painted
ballin' ass truck,
C10 truck that most of the kids that I went to high school with, the Baptist kids that were all driving brand new Focuses, didn't really get like how dope it was. But I don't give a shit. Like to me, that thing was the dopest shit ever. It got like 4 miles to the gallon, I think, if that. Yeah. But, so that's always been my square body infatuation. I think Jesus, I've probably owned 20 or 30 of them.
Oh my God.
Like all different kinds. I've had Suburbans. I've had K5 Blazers, short beds, long beds, big booty dualies. They're number one, my favorite. I like hips.
Hell yeah, man. That's going to be awesome. What are your plans with it? You said there's a big block. You just going to throw it in factory trim?
I want to leave the truck completely stock looking on the outside. Definitely going to do some motor upgrades.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like heads, intake.
For sure. Just the basic stuff. I do want to go because it's got, remember we were talking about last night, how it has a god-awful throttle body system.
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst of both worlds. So I was looking at like the EFI setups.
I call it EFI.
They make those really nice setups that are literally plug and play. So that for sure is going to be that intake, maybe some aluminum headers. And then I think I might put
a little
just
spicier
old
cam in there.
Drop on it, hot rod drop. And that's it, man.
There you go. That's going to be awesome, man. What about paint? It's got that real nice red
paint
patina.
Is actually nice, man. I think I can take it to one of my body guys and have them just buff it out. So it'll shine, but still look dull. Yeah. Which is, seems to kind of be the popular thing right now. Yeah. But I think on that truck, it would look dope. Yeah. And it's got that real beautiful, like, red velour interior.
Oh, that's right. I forgot it's got the burgundy, son.
You can't go out without that, man. I'm going to leave that as is.
You got to get the fuzzy carpet dash cover. You remember those? The molded...
It has like thank you very much.
Yes.
It's good. We got to, before you leave, we'll go out to the yard and check it out. It's super dope.
I remember all my grandpa's old cars always had the carpet dash.
It's got I don't know where I heard it once, but it's got to be something like
it was so they
whatever
didn't
your
crack.
First car was, like your first hit of freedom, like that's what you will always gravitate to. Yeah. Because like I said, the square body C10s to me are just, they've always been the shit. Like I've always loved them. And then when I was in college, when I met Carrie, I started getting to the 5.0s, the Fox bodies. I own a few of those. And to this day, like I said, Fox bodies are shit for me.
Well, they're awesome.
Yeah.
Danny doesn't like him, but he's got horrible taste.
He's a strange man.
Yeah,
And I say that liberally.
Yeah. Yeah. What else?
So yeah, right now I got the big dually, the C10, the Mustang.
Oh,
the
yeah.
That's a really nice car. Yeah. Yeah. So that one, Emilio's in love with that car, which I'm kind of quite proud of that he is.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, we were out there at the yard and he was just like sitting in it, like
going through the gears.
With the gears and stuff. Yep. And I'm like, what are you doing? It's fucking 90 degrees. Get out of there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Because he was like sweat pouring down his face.
Doesn't matter.
But he was in there just like, Dad, this car's awesome. I'm like, you know what?
Yep.
You're right. This car is awesome.
Good boy.
But yeah, so I picked that up from a friend of mine. It's a 95 5.0 convertible with 100,000 miles on it and just looks immaculate. Yeah. So that'll be a future project for sure. What else I got over there? I got the boat and then I've got 2 Suburbans. The Suburbans I use those as like parts cars. Yeah. Because one's like a 99 and the other one's 02, I think. They're just good for, they got the Vortec motors in them. Yep. They got the good front ends, stuff like that. So those things you can pick up for a dime a dozen. Yeah. Can't say no. I think one of them was actually given to me. So
can't beat it.
A lot of people won't understand out here in California with our smog issues that we have, that once your car becomes unsmoggable, it is literally worthless. Yeah. You can't do anything with it.
It's pretty brutal.
Yep. And then I got the Avalanche and what else is over there? Oh, the Dakota and the Explorer over there.
Oh, that's right. I forgot the Dakota. That's going to be our race truck eventually
that'll
someday.
Make a great race truck. Once we get rid of that sorry-ass motor.
Scrap everything we've said up to this point. The long block is going in the Dakota. We're going to put a 1071 on top of it. And we're just going to go full-blown Aussie Ute. We're going to tray the back.
Put like a 3/4 ton front axle on it to hold that block up.
I mean, these are details. It's fine. We'll make it happen. I've seen Finnegan and those guys do it in a weekend. We'll be fine.
Why don't we just put it in the bed?
Oh, we could go Maserati.
Yes.
We'd have to figure out a new name. I'm down.
Put it in the bed with one of those V-drive.
A boat drive? Yes. That should handle a big block with a blower.
Absolutely. And it'll do wheelies anytime we want.
For sure.
Because they do it on TV, so it's not a lie.
Yeah, I've seen Finnegan and those guys do full restorations in a weekend. I don't see why it can't be done by us.
Absolutely. I got everything we need right here in the garage.
Yeah, I mean, We just need some
And then what we don't need, we won't use because obviously it's not essential. If
There's just zip ties.
If we don't have it, it's not essential.
Yeah. If we can't fabricate.
I'm good on zip ties. I got the whole canister right there full of zip ties. That. Notice how they're always handy.
Yep. Right at the front.
I keep them ready.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I forgot we had those two. And then the Project Explorer.
Yep. The Exploder.
I don't know what to do with that thing, but
we need to go full roadkill with it. Throw some high travel Fox shocks on it. Straight pipe it.
I'd like to make it all wheel drive.
It's not already?
Nope.
So it'd be like a pre-runner, I guess?
Yeah, it's California special. But what's weird with those Explorers is that the transmission comes with a transfer case already hooked to it. Yeah, I don't know if maybe Ford was like, fuck it, we're going to save money. This one's a 4x, this one's not. This one's a 4x, this one's not. It just
doesn't have the guts?
It just doesn't have the driveline in the front end.
Really? So the transfer case is functional?
It's on there. Yeah.
Wow. I thought it was just like the case.
Nope. It actually has a spinning yoke on the front.
Wow.
Yeah. It blew me away the first time that I got everything. I was like, what the hell? Like, and
that's so crazy.
Oh, I was talking to Stafford. Stafford's a huge Ford guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's owned a bunch of those Explorers actually too. And for the same reason, because they got 5.0s in them. And, they're a piece of shit, but he makes them make power.
Right.
But he told me, he goes, oh yeah. He goes, a lot of them, if they're like the V8, like Eddie Bauer package ones, he's like, yeah, they came with the full 4-wheel drive transmission setup, transfer case, everything just hanging there. He's like, and all you got to do is put a driveline in the front end and you're good to go. I
wonder how much work that is.
Probably more than it should be, but it can't be that hard. Find a 4-wheel drive
front end,
either a Ranger or an Explorer, because it's basically a Ranger.
Yeah.
On a Ranger frame.
Right.
And just swap them out.
Huh. That'd be fun.
I'd have to get rid of those 22s that I put on it back in the day.
Yeah.
I was going through some phases in my life.
It happens, buddy.
Yeah. Were you here when I had that ridiculous Tahoe with 28s on it?
And then the system?
Yeah, with those.
Oh, yeah. I remember that thing.
I would make Carrie drive that thing around town. All blacked out.
His wife was not a fan. It's hilarious.
I was talking with her last night and she's like, I can't believe like almost 20 years we've been together. Like how many vehicles we've owned. Like there's been days where like I would leave in a car and I come back and check out what I got. I'd have a totally different car.
Well, I remember back in the day when you were really flipping them, I'd come over one weekend to the next and there'd be a whole new crop in here.
Oh yeah.
3-4 new ones.
I paid my bills for like 2.5 years just flipping cars.
Yeah.
I think like that's all I did. But I did it like a job. Like Monday through Friday, I was like hitting every auction in LA. I was coming back. And by that time I'd built up like a little kind of customer base.
Yeah.
And people were just hitting me up like, hey man, like, okay. I was selling cars to people who probably weren't supposed to be driving.
Right.
Because on more than one occasion, I get a call from like this guy that I sold the car to like 4 or 5 months back. Hey man, yeah, I got stopped and they took the car. I need another one. And I'll be like, okay.
Yeah, not a problem.
Not a problem. Like,
keep it coming. That's funny.
Yeah. And I got my Dolly over there. My Dolly's going to go and I got to put some repairs into that poor thing.
Yeah, she's seen better days.
I beat the hell out of that thing. I towed like 1-ton trucks on top of it and probably shouldn't have.
Do you think? Maybe? No?
Hey, man, she made it.
Hey, it does what it needs to do.
That thing's made several rescue runs, mostly my brother.
Yeah, who we talked to last night, Ig. Yeah, he's not much of he's more of a car peripheral guy. Like he's around it, he appreciates it, but it's not really his thing.
I think bikes have become his thing.
Yeah.
He's pouring money into his bike.
Yeah.
So I know he took his tins and stuff yesterday to get all painted.
Yep. Get it all striped by his buddy. Yeah. Well, the Dakota that we were talking about building into our version of the Maserati, that used to be his, right?
Yep.
Yep. And then you had my dad's truck for a while that went out in a blaze of glory, unfortunately, as those Fords tend to do.
But she was well taken care of in her last months.
Yes, she was very, very loved.
Extremely.
Yeah.
I love that truck, man. I had absolutely no use for it whatsoever, which is what I loved about it.
I wish it wouldn't have been such a piece of shit because I would have bought it back from you when I was doing my thing. Because, F-350 dually is about as good as you can get for pulling a trailer.
Yeah, and it was already all set up for it.
Exactly, it's the King Ranch, but everything you had to do on that stupid truck, you had to pull the cab off.
Yes.
And at home, I don't care. Like
I'd have to build a facility just to work on it.
Unless you have a high ceiling shop, you just can't do it.
Well, I had my dad's friend who is a Power Stroke diesel tech.
Yeah.
For Galpin Ford down in San Fernando.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all he works on. And so I was like, hey, man, do me a solid. Can you look this thing over and see like what I'm looking at? Like I know basics, but this thing's tripping all kinds of codes and is doing these things and this thing. He's like, all right. He's like, well, first off, you got like $5 or $6 grand saved up because that's what you're going to have to start with. Oh. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Like,
brutal.
He's like, and, this and this. And he's like, I think I can get this thing pretty much where it's going to be reliable for you for about 12 grand.
Jesus.
I was like, all right. Well,
hard pass.
Nice talking to you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, it was a surprise to all of us. My dad's last couple of years, taking care of the truck was not on his priorities.
Well, old guys, their priorities change. I was surprised when my dad told me he sold he had a smaller car hauler. He got a bigger one now, like the gooseneck.
Yeah.
And that he sold his van that he had forever, that big old conversion van.
Right.
Which my boys love that thing too.
Hell yeah.
But,
you know what? I think he came over one day when I was here and the kids were like super stoked.
Yeah.
I think I remember that now.
Because he lets them do whatever.
Yeah. So it's grandpa, you know, there's no rules here.
Right. Which I totally understand because my grandpa pretty much let me do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah. I always remind Carrie, like, they won't die.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure they won't die.
But I didn't die.
Right.
They probably won't.
I probably should have died a couple times.
Yeah. That's what worries me is kids are soft now.
Kidnapped.
Yeah. Kids are soft.
Did I ever tell you the story that my grandpa left me at a McDonald's?
No.
Yeah. For like 4 hours.
Oh my God.
Because I would go trucking with him.
Yeah.
When he was hauling bottom dumps.
Uh-huh.
And I was like 9, I think.
Right.
And basically, like, we would leave at 4 a.m. So I would go to sleep. I would crawl into the sleeper in the bed and I would crash out and then wake up like around 10. And then we usually make, McDonald's coffee stop.
Right.
And, get some breakfast. And so the yard was down in Irwindale, I think, when my grandpa was loading. Mm-hmm. And then he was going all the way to like Long Beach or something. It was a long run.
Yeah.
And so he'd do like 6 of those a day. And it was usually like an hour and a half there, hour and a half back. So we had already done like 1 run or 2 runs that morning. I was getting up and we were coming back. So you would get off the freeway off the 210 and go left. And the rock plant was right there. Well, right on that on-ramp was a McDonald's.
Right.
And so as you're getting off the freeway, you would pass by it. So my grandpa like gave me $10 and goes, hey, go get us some Egg McMuffins and coffee. I'm going to go load. And then I'll pick you up on the way back.
Right.
And I'm like, sweet. So I jump out.
It's so funny to think about doing that now.
And so he takes off and, the plant is like half a mile. So he goes down there and he goes to load. So I know he's going to be like, 30, 40 minutes minimum. So I'm in there and, I'm eating my Egg McMuffin waiting for him to pass on by inside. And then I see my grandpa just getting on the freeway and just gone. And what the crazy thing is like, I didn't freak out. I didn't get scared because I'm just like, all right, well, he forgot. So I guess I'm chilling here for a couple hours.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing is even now, like kids I say it like they're soft, like it's their fault, but like if you didn't have your cell phone, like if that happened to me as a grown man and I didn't have my cell phone and I saw my ride fly by, I would lose my shit.
You'd be
oh my God.
So angry.
Yeah.
I just remember sitting there I had to have been there at least because he went to unload. So he went to Long Beach. And like one of the ladies at McDonald's, she's like, are you okay? Are you waiting for someone? I'm like, nope, I'm cool. I'll just be sitting there. I ate his Egg McMuffin too.
Well, yeah.
So, that's
cost of doing business at that point. Yeah.
But we did stuff, nowhere near what our parents did as kids.
Right.
But still sketchy.
Yeah.
Like my cousin Travis and I that lives in DC, when I was out there and I was talking to him, he's like, do you remember when we were like 10 and Abuela would send us 2 blocks down to the meat market to go buy him a 12 pack? and then come back.
Yep.
And he'd give us like exact amount of change where we had like a couple bucks left over and we would buy like a soda or something.
Mm-hmm.
But we would go to the guy and be like, hey, can we get a
for our
12 pack of natural lights for my abuelo? And the guy, he knew us and he knew my grandpa. Yeah. And he'd be like, all right, there better not be any open ones when you guys get there. We'd be like, okay. It's like,
oh man,
we'd be like a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old kid, like walking down the block at like 2 PM,
12 pack of beer
with a pack of natty lights. Like, just
damn.
And that was like no big deal in that neighborhood.
It's a simpler time, you know?
Yeah, it wasn't even that long. Oh, God damn it, that was long ago. It was like the 80s.
Buddy. Yeah.
That sucks.
30 years ago.
I remember I took one of the times that Carrie went over there with the kids, I think. So my grandpa lived in this old neighborhood in Chino that my dad and my uncle, I think they still own the house. But, you know, it was an old 50s neighborhood. So it had those alleyways.
Yep.
So it had like backyard garage and backyard alleyways.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid, like playing dodgeball back there, setting up bike jumps and, you know.
All the sketchy shit happens in the
never
alley.
Once did I think that place was like sketchy.
Yeah.
I just thought it was, you know, cool spot where cars never came through. So you could do whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
And so I walked around. It was like daylight with the boys. And I think Emilio was like probably 5 or something like that. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh yeah, come check this out, guys. This is where Daddy used to play all the time. And look over and I got so scared of that alleyway. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, maybe it just got worse, man, but I was like, man, maybe we won't walk down it.
You know what? It's so overrated.
I was like, maybe we won't go down there because it looks a little sketchy now.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
Oh man. Oh man. I went to bed on time last night, but I'm dying.
I did, and you guys hit me up and I was like, I was full on into Guardians of the Galaxy 2 with the kids.
It's a good movie.
It's a great movie. And I was just way too relaxed on the sofa.
Yeah.
My day was done at like 10.
That's fair. What else we got going on car wise? I think that's about it for now. Nate's like the roadkill in real life. Not to say those guys aren't roadkill real life, but he's definitely the guy that if I were to ever do any type of side of the road shenanigans, it's the guy to have with you.
I guess, because unfortunately I've been on the side of the road a lot.
That's the only way to learn though.
It is.
I guess I shouldn't bring someone with me if I really want to learn.
Yeah.
Necessity.
I learned a lot from like a lot of older guys that I would hang out with a lot of times and stuff that they did that I thought was completely nuts. Mm-hmm. And now that I think about it, I'm like, I would fucking do the same thing.
Absolutely.
Like I would totally do that.
That's how you know you've grown is when you look back and see the stuff you thought was stupid when you were younger and you're like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah. 100%.
Yep. Well, we've got I got to rotate the tires on the Dodge and then get back to Vegas. So
I'm happy to facilitate my facilities and supervise as much as I can for you.
I appreciate that. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Follow us or follow me on Instagram. I am cartoon_channel. Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. We also post it on the YouTube channel, Cartoon on YouTube. That's it for now. Thanks for listening.